Okay, so that's enough sanding. I've got them down now, not wanting to get a flat edge around there. Been working on the corners, working on the edges to keep them round, but again the paint can take that up. You'll see with a bit of paint how amazing it is, what it actually takes up. So the next step now, so we can go to the paint, is to mask the wheel, and I did buy some expensive masking tape to do this job, but the previous wheels I've done, that masking tape was an absolute disaster. It left marks and glue all over the rubber, and it was really hard to get off. Even with eucalyptus oil, it was incredibly hard to get off. So we're going to go with plan B. I've seen it done with duct tape, so we're going to get some duct tape and put it round, see if we can get it close enough to the rim to get underneath, and give that a go, and hopefully it won't leave all the glue and mess on the tyre. Now it's time to mask this up so we can get some paint on here. I just went to the dollar store actually, and I got this, what they call painter's tape, guaranteed not to leave any mark or glue. It looks pretty good underneath, so we're going to give that a go. But as I mentioned, I'll also just got some cheapy duct tape, and I'll see if I can't get that under the edge, and try a bit with that as well so we can compare the two. But I'm ripping the painter's tape up into little sections and sticking it in so it goes right under. If I do a longer section, it tends to come away from the edge and leaves a gap where the tyre will end up getting painted. So just putting it in little sections and poking it underneath, taking it nice and easy, nice and slow, and we'll put a bit of duct tape on as well. Okay, so I've laid a little bit of duct tape around as well. It's definitely harder to put down, and it's got the sticky back on it. Like if it touches itself, then you end up with stuff that won't come apart. So the painter's tape, it just came from the dollar store here in the States, so it's only $1 for a roll, and it's looking the part, looking really good at the moment. So we'll see how that duct tape comes off, whether it leaves any marks, but I'm going to do the rest of it in the painter's tape, because I don't want to have to clean all of that glue off if it ends up leaving something behind, but we'll have some on there to give it a go. Okay, there we go. I just had the bit of paper from the last wheels. I've just done them one at a time, so I masked that down over the top, just having to put right in under the edge there, and then you can just roughly tape down the rest to cover. So that's now ready to spray. Now, I've rubbed this back a lot with the deeper scratches on this wheel, and there's a lot more metal showing, so I'm actually going to put a bit of primer down there, just to give it a better chance to stick. If you're just going down over the top coat, that's not as necessary. But just because there's so much bare metal, particularly around here and all the way around, I'm just going to put some primer down just to make sure it sticks and does the very best job we can. Okay, so I'm just going to, got all the masking on, I'm just going to give it a quick key up now. I'm sanding all of the painted surfaces, and when it's all different colours like this, it's really hard to know what's rough and what's a scratch. Like there's little chips in here are showing up, but once we get the primer on to everything on the whole wheel, then we'll get an idea of where we're at and what needs to be filled up and what needs to be rubbed down from there. Another trick is when you've been doing a lot of sanding, I've got this cardboard down to stop the underneath getting painted, but you've got to get the dust off there as well and give that a wipe, because otherwise when you're spray painting it can blow up dust and muck that you've been sanding from underneath. So that looks good, and we're ready to get some primer on it.